Yesterday we spent 2 hours updating the market, and today we're going to look at the best booster boxes, best Pokemon Center ETBs, and best ETBs to buy right now. Not judging on when it's coming out, but also the price that it is right now. So a lot of people were saying, what am I trying to buy right now, Pat? Take a look. Scarlet Violet Base is your cheapest box for booster boxes out right now. Journey's at 230, Vivid Voltage is at 235, Battle Styles is at 235, Paradox Rift is at 240, Mega Evolutions is 240, Surging Sparks is 250, Stellar Crown is 260, Temporal Force is 270, Phantasmal Flames is 270, Obsidian Flames is 285, Twilight Masquerade. These are all your sub $300 booster boxes. And out of all of these, your Twilight Masquerade is definitely a buy for arguably number one. Phantasmal Flames and Obsidian Flames would be a buy. Those would be your three. And then Surging Sparks is a buy. That's your four. Mega Evolutions is number five. The pre-release for Mega Evolutions booster boxes was at 250. I bought two then. That's your buy right there. And then those are really it when it comes to your top five under $300 right now. Now, your under 400s are a little bit different. You've got Darkness Ablaze at 350, Paldea Evolved at 380, Astral Radiance is 400, Destined Rivals is 400. These are your $300 to $400 ones. What's a buy here? This is arguable, but your buy is really one and two when it comes to hits. Those are the two under your $400 mark. But now if you go through your sub 500 category, Silver Tempest, Chilling Reigns, Rebel Clash, and Brilliant Stars, this is where you start to argue a little bit, but you could put this into the same category. This right here, Silver Tempest. Chilling Reigns, yeah, you can justify it, but I think Rebel Clash might be a better one just because it's an older box. Yeah, you could still get Chilling Reigns if you want to. And then Brilliant Stars is still a buy, the booster boxes. So out of your $400 to $500, Destined Rivals is probably number one. Silver Tempest is probably number two when it comes to buying power right now. And then I think it's Brilliant Stars, Rebel Clash, and then Chilling Reigns might be number five there. You're into the under $1,000 category. Right now, the ones we've done is Fusion Strike, Lost Origin, and Sword and Shield. If you're looking for a sub 1K box, it's probably your Lost Origin and potentially your Fusion Strike. I think this might be a yellow more than a green. Sword and Shield is still it's more of a green. There's only one card in it that anybody wants, and it's the world's like belly Snorlax. Fusion Strike might be more like it is a buy. Might be more like a light green. Yeah, it's a light green to a green. After that, I mean, Evolving Skies at 2300. It had a giant pullback, so yeah, that's a buy. Those are really the ones you're looking at when it comes to booster boxes right now. If you have to buy other booster boxes, I wouldn't go too crazy. I mean, Team Ups has gotten a shot back, but at the same time, take a look at what you're looking for right now. Now, Pokemon Center ETBs, that's a little bit different. When you start with your Pokemon Center one, well, number one, just so you're all on the same page as me, Chilling Reigns is the first Pokemon Center ETB ever out there, and it's shocking that it's still one of the cheapest, because to find a minty box of Chilling Reigns Pokemon Center ETB is very difficult to say one way to taking one look at it. What is the buy category here? Well, we'll start at the sub threes. We could do sub twos. We could start the sub 200s because there's a lot of them. Stellar Crown is your cheapest. Shrouded Fables next. Pokemon Go's after that. White Flares after that. Journey Together's after that. Astral Reigns is after that. Twilight Masquerade is after that. Then Chilling Range, you're at 170. Brilliant Stars is 170. Temporal Force is 180. Black Bolts 180. Mega Evolutions is 180. Guys, hit that comment button and like the video if you've gotten this far. I've been doing this for over 3 months now. We've been going hard on the charts every single week. Yeah, stay up to date. I don't have a Discord yet. I'll launch it in the summer next year. I'm not ready to put it out. I don't have the time to dedicate to a Discord right now. I'm monitoring everybody. So I just want to make sure I do that right. But if you want to chill and chat with me, feel free to hit me up on TikTok. I've been blowing up over 14,000, close to 15,000 followers. We've been going hard there. And shout out to all 360 of you guys that have been hitting me up on YouTube. We've been growing hard, doing over 100 subs a month, which has been awesome. Love it. And yeah, what's a buy in this category here? Stellar Crown has been the most recent one that comes out, so just understand you're going to see a lot of Stellar Crown ETBs from the Pokemon Center coming out soon as that shipment's about to come through. Is it a buy? Yes, it probably is, because people are going to fire sale this very soon, so you could pick this one up cheap, probably closer to $100 when Stellar Crown's Pokemon Center ETB really starts to drop. Yeah, it's coming down a little bit because people are starting to hit that sell button on it. So right now, as this video drops, look at your Facebook Marketplace and see if people are selling it. Maybe you can pick it up for under 120. Pokemon Go is an earlier one. There's only Mewtwo in that. I'm not a big fan of White Flare. The hits aren't really there. It doesn't do it for you. The Journey Together box is nice. The Twilight Masquerade box is nice. Twilight Masquerade has some nice chases in it with the Greninja and a couple other cards. I like the Chansey Snorlax card, I call it. Chilling Reigns is the first case. There was 2 of them out there, so if you don't have Chilling Reigns, that might be one to find if you can find it for a decent price. Maybe you can get both of them and get a little bit of a discount. The Brilliant Stars box is a nice box. I'm not a big fan of the Temporal Forces, but Black Bolt and Mega Evolutions are definitely 2. So if you're looking at top 5s, Stellar Crown 1, Chillin' Reigns is 2, Brilliant Stars is 3, Black Bolt and Mega Evolutions would be 4 and 5. When you get into that sub 400 category, you've got Paradox Rift at 200, Phantasmal Flames at 200. Keep an eye on it. Phantasmal Flames. Wave 1 just printed, and Wave 2 is coming out soon. So if you didn't get one, you might want to look at it. Is an extra $20 on top of like Mega Evolutions the end of the world? No, not when you're holding this thing to plan to hold it for 3 to 5 to 10 years. That's your conviction. You got to be able to stay strong. Surging Sparks at 230, Lost Origins at 275, Silver Tempest is at 280, Scarlet and Violet base is 300 over the booster box, Destined Rivals is 315, Celebrations is at 325, Fusion Strike is 335, Prismatic is 335. Is there a buy here? Probably. You're looking at Phantasmal Flames is 1, Surgeon Sparks is 2, Lost Origin would be 3, Silver Tempest would be 4, and then I'd go 5 might be Destined Rivals, Fusion Strike, and Prismatic. If you don't have it, you might want to. Prismatic's top item is the Pokemon Center ETB when it comes to it, and Celebrations. I misclicked. So that's really what you're looking at when it comes down to the 200s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 boxes in there that are buys. You have to price it out for yourself. Can you find a minty box? Is the seller going to eat the shipping, or are you going to have to pay the shipping? Where is it getting shipped from? All these things weigh into the equation on TCG or eBay. Are they a card hobby shop, or is this some guy in their basement? You have to take that into consideration. And then your $400 to your $1,000 category, you've got Paldean Fates, Crown Zenith, and then your 500 are Paldea Evolved and Obsidian Flames. And then the GOATs right now for Pokemon Center ETBs are the 151 box and the Evolving Skies box. Out of all these, your buys are definitely the Paldean Fates box. Paldea Evolved was sitting at 600 for a while, and it's fallen a little bit. Crown Zenith is a buy too if that's your category here. Obsidian Flames, it's a little overextended, but the Charmander is a meme, and the Charmander, believe it or not, is your most expensive card in that set. Is the Charmander, my apologies, is the Charmander Worth it? I don't know. This is more like a yellow. Hold on that one. If you can find it for 400, I think it's the green would be for Obsidian Flames to come into the line of the booster box a little bit more. I can't justify you buying 11 packs in a promo when you can get the promo for cheaper through an ETB and then get the booster box that you want from with more packs. If you've got that bread, these are buys. 151's biggest item for other than Blooming Waters is your Pokemon Center ETB, and the Snorlax is goaded. I wish I picked up the Snorlax when it was sitting in a PSA 10 at $500 on eBay. That was middle of like May or June. I didn't pull the trigger on it, and then the thing shot up to 1,600. I'm like, ugh, kill myself. Not really when it does that, but yeah, it hurt. ETBs are a little bit different. You got to weigh into the equation what the ETB is, what the promo inside the ETB is. So out of these right here, Twilight Masquerade's a good set chase. A lot of cards people like. It's just been printed into the ground. I guess that's the wrong word because it's not really into the ground. It's more like this was the most recent print run before the Mega Evolution of Phantasmal Flames ETBs are done. Like, we haven't gotten a Destined Rivals ETB after it's been printed. We got Twilight Masquerade. I would say Destined Rivals ETBs are going to come next year. They're probably working on finishing out those boxes. These are buys just for if the fact that if you don't have three, if you're a long-term investor like me, if you don't have three, put three in your sealed product case for your long-term investments. Shrouded Fables, a pass. There's not many cards in it worth chasing, but a lot of these boxes get an opportunity to start to rise when everybody starts to rip it. So Shroud of Fable is a play that might take longer to move than something like Surging Sparks or Twilight Masquerade. Skip that one. Temporal skip. White Flare. I can't justify you buying White Flare if you're looking for an investment side of things. Black Bolt is where the money is in Black Bolt and White Flare. Mega Evolutions, Phantasmal Flames, and it's more like Mega Evolutions and Black Bolt because of the pull rates in these sets. They're the buys. I could go White Flare as a yellow because if it's not a bad set. You could go green with it too. This set is still mid, but it's not a bad mid. It's not like a Battle Styles mid where you get nothing. It's not a Journey Together mid where you've got like trainers you have to worry about. Yeah, Phantasmal Flames is tough. It's more of a yellow. If you get three, hold them, sit on them, but understand the hit rates in this Charizard set are something to be understood. But at the same time, Charizard is a Charizard, so I want to see what it does in about 3 months. It's sitting around $600 right now. The Charizard might fall down to $450 to $500. The gold Charizard will probably fall somewhere in the $350 to $400 range. That's the reality behind it. Stellar Crown regular ETB, I'm not as like hyped on as something like the Pokemon Center one. Paradox Rifts and Scarlet and Violet could be something you could buy, but at the same time, they haven't really done much. Shining Fates isn't a bad buy because it's been capitulating at $100 for I want to say like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 or 6 months now. Shining Fates has just been chilling around $100 mark for a while, so pick it up while it's 100. It's the same thing. I'm gonna skip a little bit, but I was telling people Paldea Evolved was a buy 2 months ago. I was saying it's been sitting at $100, and you could just see the sales volume increasing. Someone was manipulating the price on TCG, and then the next thing you know, it went from 100 to 105 all the way up to 150 quickly. So you just got to be careful with stuff like that. Silver Tempest is a buy still. Boxes on them are nice. Pokemon Go ETB, if you're looking at Pogo, you're probably better off just getting the Pokemon Center ETB over the regular ETB, just for the fact that it's a little bit more rare. But yeah, Pokemon Go, shout out to the Mewtwo in that set. Chilling Reigns, these ETBs are tough because there's not really much going on with them that makes it stand out. Destined Rivals ETB, if you don't have at least 3, maybe 5, if you want to get a case, it's easier to store a case. But yeah, you got to trust the person you get the case from. Prismatic Evolutions is always a buy. If I could put like buy with highlights around it. Prismatic Evolutions is the toughest chase next to Evolving Skies, and the top items are the Pokemon Center ETB and the ETB itself. So you got to think when you come into that realm. But the collector boxes, shout out to the collector boxes, the Umbreon and the Tyranitar box are great boxes. All those products are buys. I want to buy, honestly, I want to buy 6 booster bundles and get one of those acrylic booster box holdings, and then put the 36 packs in there and seal it, because that would be the easiest way to store a lot of this product. Lost Origins is a buy, but I'd rather spend, would you rather have 2 ETBs at 140 for 280, or would you rather have a Pokemon Center ETB for 280? Like, that's what you're looking at with this. And if you buy both, if you're looking at, if you've got under $1,000 to spend, what do you want to buy, the booster box or the Pokemon Center ETB? Booster box is always number one. That's why we did it first. Pokemon Center ETB would be second, and then ETBs would be third. Champion's Path is the fat Charizard. He looks like Godzilla. That's a buy. Paldea Evolved is still a buy, but just know it had its first run up. It's hit 150. It's starting to come down a little bit. It might fizzle out at around 130. That's what a lot of hot boxes have been doing recently, that 125 to 140 range. If you can find it for 125 to 120, it's not a bad pickup. But yeah, it's tough because the Pokemon Center one's been flying. Obsidian Flames ETB is a little bit nicer. You got to think about what would you rather have here. Booster box for 285 or 2 ETBs. I would tell you to buy the booster box all day instead of just getting 1 ETB. I would say buy the booster box, and because if you buy 2 ETBs, you get it to 300. You're better off buying the booster box and then buying the Charmander promo for $30. That way you have it, and there's your $300 right there you can spend. Crown Zenith is a buy if you can find it, a nice box for like 180. Fusion Strike, there's a lot of these boxes out here. I would tell you, if you're going to spend $200 to $300, you're better off buying the Pokemon Center ETB one. Celebrations is the same thing. You're better off buying the Pokemon Center ETB one, but if you can't afford it, take your time, work your way into it. Paldean Fates, it would be, if you're talking 2 ETBs or a Pokemon Center ETB, I would go with just a Pokemon Center ETB overall. But if there's a regular ETB staring at you in the face, you're ready to buy, and it feels like the right price and the right time, and maybe you trade into it for a little bit easier, you're better off. Here's the first one that's really starting to get hard to understand. Do you want to spend $350 on 9 packs for an ETB of 151? Do you want to buy 3 booster bundles of 151? Do you want to buy 1 Blooming Waters box for 200 and a couple booster bundles? That you have to take. I think really when it comes down to 151, booster bundles at MSRP, if you can find them in vending machines or if you can find them in Walmart or Target on restock days, that's your best buy that's your best bang for your buck when it comes to 151, because they haven't been restocking ETBs, and then Pokemon Center ETBs are few and far between. The bundles are your best buy here when it comes to all the product. And then Evolving Skies, I've seen people selling the regular ETB for $300. That's a better way into Evolving Skies. If you can find it from a card shop that you trust, that's always the win. I've got one around me. They're about a 45-minute drive for me that I'd go to. He every now and then will have an Evolving Skies ETB. I've been working on selling him a lot of my bulk, and then I'm going to trade him a bunch of cards to try to knock down that price about cards that I don't need. And then when it feels right, I'm going to buy the Evolving Skies ETB from him if he gets another one soon. Because he's got pretty fair market prices, and I like the guy. The guy's done great work, and he's been in a shop around me for a while. So that's really what you have to factor in when it comes to a lot of this stuff. I'm not doing Team Up, Unified Minds, and Broken Bonds, all the more expensive ones that have been flying, just for the fact that, I mean, Hidden Fates would be your best buy here. If you're looking at a product that you're trying to put money towards for an ETB, Hidden Fates might be it. I'm not going to talk about stuff that's over $2,000. It's not fair to talk about. If you got that money like that and you want me to talk about it, say, Pat, I got it like that, and then I'll know exactly what you're talking about, and I'll make a video on that. If you want me to go down that road, if you want to trade into these items, sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice. I've been talking nonstop for almost 20 minutes. Oh. If you've been working your way into those $2,000 to $3,000 items, trading into them helps out a lot. Trade with cash to cut back on it. If you let's put it this way, if you pulled the Phantasmal Flames Gold Charizard and then the Mega Charizard, you've got about $1,100 in your pocket right there. Someone's going to offer you, maybe you could trade into some of these things. Maybe you'll get $800 in trade for one of them, and then that brings the price down to somewhere between 750 and 2,000. So that wouldn't be so bad, but you have to understand, a hot box like that, it's nice. The new stuff will go down, so you have to weigh those things into consideration. Hey guys, I'm Pat, and it's Pat's Projects. I can't thank you enough for all the support and love and comments you guys have been hitting me up with in the comment section. Keep smashing that like button and just genuinely having a conversation with me. I've been doing streaming for the last 17 years. Yeah, and I answer every single comment I've ever had. And I can't just thank y'all enough for all the support and the opportunity to grow and just have a great time with y'all. Until next time, Pat out.